This is Sunrise Extra, streaming live on Wave Now.
Hi there, good morning. I'm Shannon Kogan.
And I'm Olivia Russell, and Tawana's telling us it's going to be a beautiful day to just get outside and maybe go for a walk.
Yeah, go for a walk. I'm planning on watering all my plants since we have such a dry spell coming our way. So just make sure that you're taking care of yourselves and enjoying this beautiful weather that we have out there. And yes, because we're seeing that sunshine, also don't forget the sunscreen. I feel like I have to say that just in case. We're seeing that sun right now on our SkyTrack camera in Simpsonville with crisp, clear skies overhead. We are still dealing with some of those clouds for those of you further to the south of 64 and west of 65, but it's just really about that sunshine for today. Your temperatures are now sitting in the upper 50s and the low 60s, 62 at the airport in Louisville, 61 in Mumfordville, 56 into North Vernon. Getting into the afternoon, jumping into the 70s for your highs with all that sunshine around. It will be a little bit breezy with some wind gusts between 15 and 25 miles per hour, but overall, another gorgeous day on tap. Rob.
Okay, Tawana, thanks so much. I do have a traffic alert we want to pass along to you. I was hoping to give you better news by this point, but it's still slow out there. Touch and go. This is the Snyder westbound right at Smyrna Parkway after a report of an accident out there. It came in as a one-car accident. No reports of injuries with that, but you can see it's going to be a slow go for about a 7-mile stretch out there. Again, you see it on the bigger map down there toward the right-hand corner of your screen, so certainly watch your speed. That's the area that we're talking about. It is a big stretch out there. Also keeping our eyes on cleanup still after a crash from earlier this morning about an hour ago at East Kentucky Street. The eastbound lanes at South Shelby Street as well, so certainly watch as you head through that area. Otherwise, make it a great Tuesday morning. Shannon?
Thank you. It is day 2 of the I-65 summer shutdown, and so it's another test of how the morning rush hour will go.
Yesterday, some people in the old Louisville neighborhood say they saw increased traffic coming through their neighborhoods as a result of the construction. That's where we find Wave News reporter Kirsten Foote in the storm tracker this morning. What are they saying, Kirsten?
Yeah, well, around the city, KYTC officials said that they were happy with the way traffic was flowing. We did see some slowdowns around the city, but people in some neighborhoods are concerned with what the next couple of months will bring. One of those spots here in the old Louisville area. One neighbor that we talked to said it was weird going from living in the typically quiet streets of old Louisville, as Monday was quite a shock with more semi-truck traffic. That neighbor said that they're worried about how they'll find how the newfound heavy traffic will affect safety on their neighborhood roads.
That goes along with people speeding, not paying attention to stop signs or pedestrians.
So the 2-month shutdown of I-65 has also brought more drivers over to the Preston Highway area. That area is expected to become a popular detour for drivers during this 2-month closure. And back here over in Old Louisville, it's about 7 o'clock this morning, and we're seeing some more traffic in the area. We have seen some more semi-trucks in this area as well. Probably more than what you would typically see at the 7 a.m. hour on the 3rd Street here in Old Louisville. So if you are heading out across the city today, be sure to give yourself lots of patience and take it slow. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kirsten. Overall, Kentucky transportation leaders say day 1 of the shutdown went well. KYTC engineers say school being out and more people working remotely helped relieve some of that congestion. As the work continues, engineers say their team will be monitoring all traffic patterns and issues.
So each day may have different effects. So we are monitoring everything. We have a team of engineers and communication specialists monitoring lots of our resources and making changes not only to signal timing, but some of these ramps and striping and signage and so forth.
KYTC says navigation apps like Waze, Google, and Apple Maps will be key to follow throughout the shutdown. And we're already counting down to when I-65 partially reopens. KYTC says it expects to reopen 2 lanes on August 1st. That's still 59 days away, though. But Wave will have you covered with traffic alerts throughout the remainder of the closure.
Metro leaders will debate the pros and cons icons today of a new moratorium to build data centers in Louisville and Jefferson County. Today, the Planning Committee will review a new ordinance that would prevent any zoning changes or development plans for another 6 months. It would not pause the work to build a data center project on Campground Road. In September, the Planning and Zoning Committee was told to review the Metro Land Development Code on data centers and then present recommendations to the Planning Commission. There was a temporary moratorium in the meantime that expired in March, and there's still no formal recommendations.
A push to rezone the former Shutdown property in Clifton takes another step forward today. The motion is on the agenda for today's Planning and Zoning Committee. The site has been empty since the deadly explosion in 2024 and later when crews tore down what was left of the plant. Some Metro leaders want to rezone the 3-acre property on Payne Street to keep industrial businesses out.
Another person has died after a triple shooting in Old Louisville. It happened around 1:15 Monday morning on Oak Street. Police say they found 2 men shot. Both are now dead. Their names have not been released. A third person was found shot on St. Catherine Street. Police believe she is connected to the Oak Street shooting scene. Officers say she is expected to survive. Some neighbors asked not to be on camera, but described seeing a car, something at least one witness told police at the scene. Fans of both Racing Louisville and Lou City hope their home stadium steps up with more security after burglars broke into several people's cars parked right on the club's property.
Wave News reporter Julia Richardson talked to ticket holders who want to try to keep this from repeating.
I go to probably 90% of the games.
For Jacqueline Lyles, going to Lou City and Racing Louisville games has become part of her routine. She's a founding member for both teams and has season passes. Last Friday, she left her car in the gold lot like she always does. But during the game, started getting texts about charges to her credit card.
I honestly thought just been hacked.
But when she left the game, she found her car like this.
My rear door on the driver's side window was busted. They took a wallet. I had a wallet in my center console.
Lyles tells me she went back into the stadium and told them what happened, but was told they couldn't do anything about it. And she wasn't the only one to have that happen Friday night. Another fan, Andrew Robinson, sent me this video showing shards of glass on his car's seats.
Rear right passenger door smashed in. Contents rifled through.
I'm told the break-ins happened both Friday and Saturday night to at least 4 people's cars. Here you can still see glass from windows that have been smashed in.
I'm not sure if I will be attending until I can get some response.
When I reached out to Lynn Family Stadium, a representative told me in many of the cases over the weekend, drivers had left a valuable item within view. The statement goes on to say, quote, fans are encouraged not to leave personal items in their vehicles via the Know Before You Go email that they receive prior to every match, as well as signage in the parking lots. We are continuing to increase the security presence in all lots to prevent future incidents.
We pay to park here. It's not cheap. It's not expensive, but it's not cheap. And we want to feel like if we're paying for something that our stuff is secure, regardless of what we have.
Nicole Lemmel is the president of the Coopers, a volunteer support group for Lou City. Lemmel says the Gold Lot is not only a place to park, but also a place where fans tailgate before games. When she heard about the break-ins, Lemmel reached out to the stadium's front office herself.
We just wanted the fan base to know that we're working on it and we are here and we hear them and just want to make sure that they feel safe in their fun environment that we love. We love our soccer team and we want to feel safe at what we call our second home.
And car break-ins are a problem across much of Louisville. This is LMPD's crime tracking map. Each one of the gray icons represents a reported car break-in just within the past month alone. To protect yourself, police suggest you hide valuables, park in well-lit areas, and lock your doors.
Today, Governor Andy Beshear is set to give an update on Kentucky's medical cannabis program. Beshear says he'll announce new steps he's taking to make sure Kentuckians suffering from serious medical conditions have access to treatment. More than 20,000 people now have medical cannabis cards. Right now, there are 16 medical conditions that can qualify someone for a card. It includes Parkinson's, ALS and Crohn's disease. Bashir will give that update at 1 in Frankfurt.
Some community members in Salem, Indiana say they're concerned about the cost to build and manage a nearly $5 million project. Neighbors at council meeting implored leaders to do a spot check audit on the highway department's BOT-VOT project. The project's goal is to create a new place to store salt trucks, tractors, and other things the department needs. But some residents say they're alarmed by improper and advance payments, along with $600,000 spent over the original budget. Critics say stopping oversight leads to a lack of inspections and low transparency.
I mean, we were told a very detailed list of what we were going to get when they originally did bring the project forward to us. And honestly, from what the initial inspection letter was that went around here months ago, it doesn't look like we got anywhere close to what we were told we were going to get.
The council agreed to fund the audit, which could lead to cost recovery if they find any problems or issues.
Still to come, researchers at the University of Kentucky could make a difference in NASA's attempt to return to the moon.
How their work has already had an impact on the Artemis missions.
Police say it started as a crash and then led to a murder in PRP. And now we're hearing from neighbors who are revealing more about the shooting.
Wave News anchor Brian Schlonsky talked to those living on Reed Court about what they saw and the unanswered questions they still have.
Brand new security video shows neighbors living near Lower Hunter's Trace horrified after a 22-year-old smashes into their neighbor's car. Tire tracks tell part of this story. The suspect careening over this hill. You can see the burns in the grass there. The tire marks continue across the road into Stanley's driveway, where he says he smashed his Toyota right into the garage. Stanley is Stanley Allen. He lives here, has for 22 years.
And I'm glad that I wasn't at home, because he was sat out there in my garage.
The driver speeds off, back the way he came. The story about to get a whole lot worse.
Never been through any kind of tragedy in the neighborhood.
Police say this man, Micah Lackey, was seen drinking, then driving crazy, squealing his tires before that crash out on Wilk Farm. An arrest report reveals Lackey then drove around the corner to Reed Court, got into a confrontation, and shot and killed a man. Lackey was arrested, hit with a ton of charges, including murder. His neighbors left in shock over the killing. Allen left with the costly damage left behind from the wreck.
Well, I got to deal with my house structure. I got to turn it into my homeowners. He don't have insurance. The car totaled out.
Lackey is now facing multiple charges, including murder and driving under the influence. The judge set his bond at $500,000. He'll be back in court June 9th.
It's officially hurricane season in the Atlantic for the first time in more than a decade. Forecasters expect it to be below average. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration predicts this year there will be between 3 to 6 hurricanes and between 8 and 14 named tropical storms. The forecast is driven by the expectation that a strong El Nino pattern will develop, which is associated with less hurricane formation in the Atlantic. But all it takes is one to do a lot of damage.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It only takes one. So we have between now and the end of November to be keeping an eye on the tropics. And thankfully, we are quiet as of right now in the tropics. A couple of systems, but nothing that is expected to form into a tropical storm or hurricane. So we're looking pretty good right there. Here at home, we're looking pretty good as well. We had that front move through last night, still dealing with a couple of clouds overhead to start off the day. A lot of these are upper level clouds drifting in from the west, along with some lower level clouds for those of you across Kentucky pushing off towards the south. Either way, though, we're still seeing plenty of sunshine, even though those clouds are overhead. Our SkyTrack camera showing that beautiful start to your Tuesday morning. Now the humidity lower behind that front that moved through overnight, and that is why most of us are in the pleasant category on our sticky meter. So not really dealing with a lot of humidity for today. Your temperatures comfortable as well, ranging from 55 degrees for those of you in North Vernon, Madison, and in Frankfort. Dare I say you might need a jacket in those spots. 63 in Hardinsburg, 62 right now at the airport in Louisville. Over the next 12 hours, going to keep that sunshine around. Watching for your temperatures jumping into the upper 70s for highs for most of us in the metro. We could touch the 80-degree mark. We'll keep an eye on some wind gusts near 20 miles per hour as we head into the afternoon as well. Then for tomorrow, starting off with those temperatures in the 50s across the region. So with the clear skies, light winds, that drier air, all allowing for your temperatures to cool down significantly heading into Wednesday morning. But we'll get enough of that sunshine Wednesday afternoon to push us into the low 80s for highs then. We keep on warming up through the end of the week and into the weekend, and we'll also have to keep an eye on that same high pressure keeping us quiet for the work week, shifting off towards the southeast as we head into the weekend. This will allow for a cold front to dip towards us, pulling some tropical moisture into our region, and then bringing some more of those showers and thunderstorms into our forecast. As of right now, those rain chances are looking pretty scattered, so we're going to keep an eye on that for your Sunday and Monday, and watching for a few of those isolated pop-ups possible as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Ladies.
Thank you. Research at the University of Kentucky could help shape the future of spacecraft design.
Students and staff are tackling one of human spaceflight's toughest challenges, surviving the return to Earth. Some of that work was part of the recent Artemis 2 mission, and Rob Wells is here with a closer look. Rob.
Hi, Olivia. UK has some 12 capsules currently aboard the International Space Station with different heat shield materials to test which one actually works best. Heat shields, of course, are designed to absorb all that heat and protect both the space capsule along with its crew. It is tests like this that can help NASA as it continues with its Artemis missions. A professor of aerospace engineering at UK explained to me that a spacecraft re-enters Earth's atmosphere at extreme speeds where velocity transforms into searing heat. We're talking about nearly at 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and that caused problems for NASA during the Artemis 1 mission in 2022 when NASA found issues with the Orion spacecraft's heat shield after sections were lost during its re-entry. Meanwhile, teams at UK wanted to understand and try to explain that failure for the recent Artemis 2 mission.
So we've been funded by NASA for 15 years to do heat shield research. So it's not like they learn about this and say, what do you guys think? They knew already what we were doing. We've been working with them. We send students to them every summer. For instance, I think we have from our let's call it the biggest hypersonic group at the university. We probably have 7 students going to NASA this summer. It's going to work there on, again, very targeted research problems.
Martin stresses his team of students and researchers only provide suggestions and recommendations based on their calculations that could possibly help with the safe return of spacecraft and future missions. Meanwhile, NASA is right now working towards its Artemis 3 mission, which is expected to send some 4 astronauts into Earth's orbit next year. Back over to you.
Thank you. And still ahead, give blood and you could be entered to win $7,500.
Plus, we have details on how you can sign up for the blood drive tomorrow at Sugar Field. You can not only help save a life this week, but you could also get free tickets to the Louisville Bats and take home $7,500. The Bats are teaming up with the Red Cross to host a blood drive at Slugger Field. That'll be this Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Everyone who donates gets a $15 gift card and 2 tickets good for just about any Bats game this season. Plus, they'll be entered for a chance to win one of 2 $7,500 Visa gift cards.
Interstate 65 isn't the only spot going through some major renovations this summer. The Heiser Hearing Institute's Old Louisville Clinic closed its doors as crews work to expand that historic facility. For the next 5 months, crews will work on major renovations to the East Kentucky Street Clinic. They'll be able to support 30% more patients and bring in more specialized services in hearing, speech, language, and balance for kids and adults. Patients will have to schedule appointments at another Heiser location during this time. The Old Louisville spot is not expected to reopen until sometime in November.
The Jeffersonville Redevelopment Commission approved renovations at the Picasso Point site. It'll turn into the Picasso House, a new theater and multi-purpose facility. According to our partners at the News and Tribune, the property has been vacant and previously housed the Vintage Fire Museum. It's been empty for 5 years, though. The plan is to convert the space into an indoor theater, seating more than 100 people, and it could be used for markets or other indoor events. The Redevelopment Commission voted to approve the plan with just 1 no vote. Mayor Mike Moore says they hope to have events there starting next spring or summer.
This weekend, art will return to the Portland neighborhood for their annual Portland Festival. This year marks the festival's 52nd year, working to showcase the energy and heart of one of Louisville's oldest neighborhoods. And new this year, it's the Best of the West stage, recognizing local talent through community contests. The festival kicks off Friday at 5. The celebration continues Saturday with the parade, and it's free to go.
Comedian Nate Bargatze is planning to open a new family-friendly theme park in his hometown of Nashville.
Yes, Nate and architectural firm Storyland Studios recently released a first look rendering at Nateland. The $350 million project is slated to cover more than 100 acres. Current plans call for a 1990s themed entry area, rides and performance venues. A specific location for the theme park has not yet been released.
Nateland. Might as well name it after yourself, right?
Right, might as well. We'll be right back. Good morning. I'm Shannon Kogan. It is day 2 of the I-65 summer shutdown. Overall, Kentucky transportation leaders say day 1 of the shutdown went well as tens of thousands of people had to adjust to new routes. One area crews are watching is 65 north, just before the ramp to get onto the Watterson. The 5-mile stretch of 65 between the Watterson and Jefferson Street are not expected to reopen until August 1st. Here is Tawana, and those crews have some nice weather to work with today.
Yeah, and thankfully they're not dealing with a lot of heat just yet either, so that's certainly some good news. Dealing with a few clouds overhead, but still plenty of sunshine showing up on many of our SkyTrack cameras, so grab the sunglasses as you're heading out. With these clouds trying to clear out across our region, we're also seeing temperatures dropping a little bit more for those of you in the northeastern sections of wave country. Right now, that drier, less humid air taking over, so we're dealing with more of that pleasant weather in place as your temperatures are sitting in the upper 50s and the low 60s across most of the region. We head over the next 12 hours, going to rebound into the upper 70s for most of us, near 80 for the Louisville Metro, as we're also dealing with some wind gusts near 20 to 25 miles per hour. Getting into the next 10 days, gorgeous weather for the rest of the week as we gradually warm up, then seeing rain chances returning over the weekend. Rob.
Tawana, thanks so much. Still a traffic alert. We're keeping our eyes on this morning at 728. This is the area of concern right now. It is the Snyder westbound at Smyrna Parkway. A one-car crash there about 45 minutes ago. Still really slowing things down in that area. So if your travels take you out there, certainly watch your speed along with that other detours. But that's the area we're talking about right there. You see it in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. It's about a 7-mile stretch, so certainly watch your speed out there. We'll keep an eye out throughout the duration of the morning. If we see any other changes, we'll let you know. We're back in about another 25 minutes from now.
Good morning and happy Tuesday to you. What a week we have already had with the I-65 shutdown. And of course, that means we will continue to watch traffic conditions across the metro as tens of thousands of drivers have to readjust their routes because of that I-65 shutdown. Want to take a live look right now at the TriMark cameras and map. It looks like you can still see that massive shutdown there in the red, right in the middle of 65 there. Looks like traffic is moving a little bit slower on 65 moving northbound as you're approaching the Waterson. There's a live look at that right there. Doesn't show bumper to bumper traffic, no brake lights there, but again, it looks like cars are at least slowing down in that area. Then it looks like we have a little bit of slow moving traffic on I-264 moving westbound. This is a look at Poplar Level Road, probably just getting those drivers merged onto the Waterson there, slowing things down just a bit. But we do have one report of a crash. This is at 265 westbound at Beulah Church Road. So you can see quite the traffic back up there. That's I-265 at Smyrna Parkway. It looks like it's backed up all the way past I-65. So yeah, you're in standstill traffic there if you're taking I-265 moving eastbound, but westbound traffic also affected right there too. So we will continue to keep an eye on that and keep you updated as any traffic issues pop up. But Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport is sharing how the closure will affect them heading into the next 2 months. So if you need to go to the airport, the ramps that give access to SDF will remain open to travelers and visitors during the project. They say it won't impact their day-to-day operations, but they do ask travelers to monitor their traffic conditions the day of their flight and plan their routes accordingly. Travelers can access the airport from the Waterson Expressway at exit 11. For those going north on I-65, exit 131A is still open, so they recommend arriving at the airport 2 hours before your scheduled flight, just in case you don't want to blame traffic for the reason you missed a flight. And because of the closure, many people will be taking routes that they're not familiar with, and that can lead truck drivers down a dangerous path. We know what that is right there. That is the can opener. This is yesterday near U of L's campus. Claimed another victim. And while it's still not clear if the semi-driver was actually trying to avoid the 65 shutdown, this video taken by a Wave team member shows the trailer was just too tall to safely pass through, and the entire top of the semi was shaved off. The underpass on 3rd Street and Eastern Parkway has caused similar problems for semi-truck drivers for years. So if you have to divert and you do drive a tall truck out there, please be careful. That's something we keep an eye on every year. Looking ahead to a special 4th of July this year, Metro Louisville has planned a day full of activities to celebrate the big day, and it ends with fireworks at Waterfront Park. The team that will light up the sky will be led by the same mind that plans thunder over Louisville, Wayne Hettinger. Louisville's mayor says everyone is welcome to come and reflect on what the nation has experienced and achieved on its 250th anniversary.
I really think that we need this right now. We need opportunities to come together. We're living through times of chaos and division. And to have hope, unity, community, and pride in our country and our city is something that we all can celebrate.
So the day's events start with a silent reflection and breakfast at Locust Grove from 6:30 to 10. Families can catch a series of patriotic performances at Metro Hall, including the cast of Hamilton and a reading of the Declaration of Independence. The Fraser Museum is also offering free admission from 1 to 4 to check out its I Too Am a Kentuckian exhibit. And the Waterfront Park celebration goes from 5 until 10. And we know there will be fireworks after that. Well, a little boy who could barely speak grew up to spread joy just by using his voice. In our latest What's Good story, you'll meet George Smithers. He's Santa, an author, and living proof that the right teacher can change everything. Wave News anchor Myra Ansari shares his story.
When kids see Santa George, you can see the joy they feel. But the man behind the beard almost never found his voice. Growing up in southern Indiana, as a child, George Smithers had a severe stutter.
It was difficult. Kids can be cruel sometimes.
And for years, he felt overlooked at school.
No one ever showed the interest to try to get me to the next level.
Then, A new classroom, a new teacher. Her name, Diane Dabney.
My part for George was getting George to believe in George, and that there are always possibilities and he could do anything he wanted to do.
I remember very vividly how she took care and time and effort to help me to read, to understand math, to get my spelling correct, and for me to find my voice, not only to be able to communicate effectively without stuttering, but to read, to sing, to have a voice.
Miss Dabney was patient. She believed in George, and that belief carried him for decades.
This lady changed my life. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care.
Today, you would never know that George once struggled to speak. Miss Dabney recently told him something he'll never forget.
She told me the other day, she said, you have the gift, an oratory gift. But do it 365 days a year.
That voice, that confidence, helped George dig deeper to something else inside of him. Santa George. What started as a private family tradition in the mid-90s went public in 2013.
Coming to Nashville, Tennessee, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it's Fairfax, Virginia.
Now George tours more than a dozen cities every holiday season, from Denver to Philadelphia, and in demand at malls and private events nationwide.
So I will do the Christmas series up here.
He's also written more than 24 children's books. This one.
She spoke with kindness, her voice soft and slow. There's so much inside you, I already know.
Young George and his stutter is about the impact Miss Dabney had on his life.
Had it not been for Miss Dabney and the love and care and inspiration that she gave that little boy who was trying to find himself, I don't think I would be what I am today.
All these years we've been friends, and then he tells me what I did for him. And for me, it's that you teach with the hope of building good students and good people, and that you never know how that effect will be on them. And now to see him having that effect on so many other people, it's rewarding and very, very humbling.
I've got time and I care and I believe in you.
George's message to any child facing a challenge.
Whatever you believe you can do, it can be done. You just have to find the person who's willing to invest the time, the energy, the patience, and possess the skills to get you to the next level. Because none of us, including me, are who we are in and of ourselves.
And Santa George books are available on Amazon or directly through his social media pages. He and Miss Dabney have been friends all these years, and she's gone on to teach several of his family members and friends as well. And we love sharing What's Good stories, and you can reach out if you have a good story that you want to know, that you want us to know about. Reach out to Myra directly. You can email her at what'sgood@wave3.com. Again, we just love sharing those What's Good stories. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have some good news in terms of music, plus a local legend who is coming back for a show at the KFCM Center. We'll have all that in just 2 minutes.
Meteorologist Juana Andrew here with a check of your forecast. And for today, we're going to see plenty of sunshine across the region. Most of us dealing with highs in the 70s to near 80 degrees. It will also be a little bit breezy for today as more of that drier air moves into our region. Going to be dealing with some of those wind gusts near 15 to 25 miles per hour, bringing in more of that lower humidity, more of that drier air into our region. Then we get into tonight, keeping it cool and clear as temperatures fall down into the 50s. As we look ahead to the next 10 days, here's what we have going on. A little bit more of that warmth trying to push into our region for your Wednesday, but really warming up towards the end of the week into the weekend. That is when we'll see more of those highs in the upper 80s. Now, the warmer weather comes with more of that humidity and also some more chances for rainfall. We'll see better rain chances as we head towards your Sunday and Monday, with isolated rain chances through the middle of next week.
But a beautiful week ahead. So that's some good news, right?
Whole lot of 8s in there. 88, 88. We knew summer was coming, and here it is. It looks like early.
It's here. Well, Louisville native Bryson Tiller is bringing his new tour to our city this fall. The Grammy-nominated artist will return to the stage for the Neo Trap Soul Tour. It's his first tour in 3 years. So he'll be bringing along Majid Jordan, Ty Dolla $ign, and Austin Mills. The tour kicks off in August and will stop in Louisville at the KFC Yum Center on Wednesday, October 7th. So mark your calendars right now. The announcement comes as Tiller is set to release another single for his brand new album. General admission tickets for the Neo Trap Soul Tour will go on sale Friday at noon. Oh, wow, I love listening to him.
Yeah,
great stuff.
I think those are going to sell quickly. Hey, and did you hear about this one? Taylor Swift's brand new song is going to be part of the upcoming Toy Story Part 5 film. How could we ever guess this wasn't going to happen? She made the announcement official on her social media channels. That was just yesterday. The song is called I Knew It, I Knew You. I knew you. I knew you, Olivia.
She knew
It'll
me.
be the first material that Swift has put out since last year's The Life of a Showgirl album. How about that? Swift said that she had always dreamed about writing a song for the characters in the film. Again, that seems kind of random to me. Like, where did that come from? Was she a fan way back when she was a kid? She may have been, but I never heard of it until now, but that's all right. By the way, Toy Story 5, it's scheduled to hit movie theaters coming up on June 19th. You know that's going to be a great seller. It's a great story and a great emotional film.
I've only seen 1 and 2. I didn't know we're up to 5 now. So I guess I have some homework to do.
We got to do some catching up.
Well, time to start thinking about plans for next year's Kentucky Oaks and Derby, because tickets go on sale this week. I know it was just a few weeks ago, but here we are again. The 153rd Kentucky Derby is happening on Saturday, May 1st. Of course, that's the first possible day that it can happen. And Oaks Day is Friday, April 30th. Online ticket sales start this Thursday, June 4th for general admission, plaza walkarounds, and reserved stadium-style seating. Prices will vary, though, depending on what section you want.
I'm still coming down off of the fun and high from this year. Give me a little time and I'll get geared up again. That's all right. Hey, how about this as well? As for the future fun coming up this summer, this is it. The Kentucky State Fair releasing its first 2026 event poster. How cool is that? It features nods to America's 250th birthday, the World's Championship Horse Show, and Freedom Hall as well. Now, the poster's theme this year is country traditions and country celebrations. By the way, this year's fair is August 20th through the 30th, and guests can buy a copy of the poster at the fair itself. That's going to be a collector's item. That's beautiful.
That is a beautiful poster right there. But thinking about the fair, thinking about Derby, oh my goodness, let's just enjoy this nice weather that we have, because we know the fair is always so hot.
That's true.
All right, well, we are just over a month away from the ISCO Championship teeing off for the second straight year at Hurstbourne Country Club, and there's still time for you to be part of it. Oh, hey, who's that girl in the pink?
There you are.
I know
right
her.
There.
Yeah, we had media day yesterday.
That's a great shot.
That was okay. That was a nice one there.
That's great.
So
Olivia.
we had some Wave staffers that played, including myself, and sports director Kendrick Haskins was there as well. We had a couple different teams, and
Who's that? Is that one of our people?
I don't think that's one of our people, but yeah, my team ended up finishing 9 under, which was pretty impressive.
There she is.
That's Michael Van over there to the left in the green. He's one of our sales reps here.
There it is. That's power.
I was a softball player, so that's it. But part of Media Day is talking about the upcoming event, and they're reminding people that volunteers are still needed for it, which begins on July 9th.
By volunteering, you get behind-the-scenes access. You get a pretty special experience throughout the week. My father-in-law did it last year and raved about how fun of an experience it was, the players that he got to see.
And so if you're interested in volunteering, you can still sign up for that. Just learn more at iscochampionship.com/volunteer. It is always so much fun to be out there and so much great golf to be played out there as well.
Absolutely. Such a great time and such a great swing. You've inspired so many of us. Awesome stuff. Hey, also, this is something cool that's coming up this weekend. Kentucky Fish and Wildlife Resources are encouraging all anglers to have fun, all as part of Free Fishing Weekend. And that starts Saturday, June the 6th. Now, during the yearly event, people can fish in public waters all across the state without buying a fishing license or permit. It's a great way to check out the sport and see if you like it. By the way, all other fishing regulations, they still apply, including the size and daily catch limits. Anglers will start needing permission to cast their lines in private waters. You can find a lot more detailed list of specific community events at fw.ky.gov. Such a great sport to enjoy, and so many beautiful places to enjoy it here, especially.
I don't think this would surprise a lot of people, but I'm not much of a fishing girl.
No, I'll find
I'm
you out on
really
the
not.
links, man.
Yeah, no.
Find you out on the links.
That's where I'll be. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Rob. We're going to take a quick break, and we have some updates from UK athletics that I know Big Blue Nation really wants to hear about. We'll be right back. Well, talking about some postseason college baseball right now, but after blowing a 3-run lead in the 9th inning on Sunday night, UK baseball was back in action in a winner-go-home game. The winner moving on to the Super Regional. West Virginia held a 2-0 lead after three innings. UK put its first run on the board in the top of the 4th, but West Virginia able to tack on another 3 runs across the 5th and 6th innings, making the score 5-1. It was all West Virginia until the 8th inning when the Cats hit a 3-run home run and a solo shot to tie the game up at 5. Nobody scored in the 9th, and that sent this game into extra innings. Top of the 10th, UK left runners on 1st and 2nd, and in the bottom of the inning with 2 on, West Virginia's Armani Guzman singled to center field, bringing home that winning run. Kentucky finishes the season 33-22. Congrats still on a great season. After scoring 20 points en route to knocking off the UK men's basketball team in the NCAA tournament, I want to say his name correctly here, Milan Momcilovic. I believe that's how you say it. I did look it up. Momcilovic was down to just 3 schools in the NBA for his future plans. Those 3 were down to UK, U of L, and Arizona. He pulled his name out of the draft and entered the transfer portal down to those 3. And last night he made his decision, and he's taking his talents to Lexington to play for Mark Pope and Kentucky. Last season, he was named to the All-Big 12 second team after averaging just under 14 points per game. Momcilovic becomes the 6th transfer coming to the Cats from the portal. Speaking of basketball, though, fans of UK and U of L women's basketball teams now know when the rivalry will be played this upcoming season. The two teams will meet for the 62nd time in the series on Wednesday, December 9th. That big game being held at Rupp Arena. The tip time and TV designation will be announced this fall. The Cats have won back-to-back games against the Cards and head coach Kenny Brooks' short tenure at the school. It marks their longest winning streak since the 5-game streak in 2011 to 2015. So even though the Triple Crown isn't possible, the Belmont Stakes will go off this weekend with some familiar horses in the field, and Saratoga hosted the post position draw for the big race yesterday. Those post positions are on your screen right now. More than half the 9-horse field ran at the Kentucky Derby. That would be, of course, the winner, Golden Tempo, Emerging Market, Commandment, Renegade, and Chief Wallaby. Golden Tempo will break all the way on the outside in the 9-hole. The 158th running of the Belmont Stakes will take place this Saturday, June 6th at Saratoga Springs, with post time set for 7:04 p.m. So yeah, good luck if you're betting on that. Hopefully you can win some money. That's all the time we have here for Sunrise Extra. I hope you have a great Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.